No, with our stuff too.
Regular monthly meeting, May 5th, testing.
It's after 7, let's go.
All right. I'll call this meeting to order at 7:03 p.m. Adequate notice of this meeting has been given to the Express Times and Star Gazette, satisfying the requirements of the Open Public Meeting Act. If we could please stand for a silent prayer and flag salute. I pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. That flag is dragging.
All right, we will fix that immediately.
When?
We're going to move the agenda around a little bit, and we are going to take Joseph Barato before executive session to discuss Monmouth Telecom. Oh, hey, Joseph, how are you? So you want to come? If you can come up to the microphone, we can record you then. Thank you.
Is this on?
You're good.
My name is Joseph Barato, B-O-R-A-T-T-O. I'm employed by a firm called Monmouth Telecommunications, and we're located in main office, corporate offices in Red Bank, New Jersey. Main number there is 732-704-1000. We're a full-service telecommunications company providing voice, data, and telephone equipment to the business community and only to the business community. We do not do any residential service, so predominantly all business services. We've been in business for, I think the end of this year will be 30 years. And other than Verizon, we are the single largest provider of telecommunications in the state of New Jersey. We predominantly work in the Verizon territory, although we do have customers throughout the United States, all 50 states. What I did was, and I have some documents here that I'd like to pass out, but what I did initially is I met with Lorraine and I reviewed in detail the telecommunications of the township. And as you will see from documents that I prepared for everyone, the
Thank you.
municipality or the township, I should say, currently utilizing what we call an analog system. It's an acronym in our industry. I mean, you have copper lines. There are copper lines in the administration building, there's copper lines in the police department, and then there are copper lines in 3 other particular areas that you have. What I proposed, and as you can see on the right-hand side, is to eliminate the copper lines and to bring in what we consider to be state-of-the-art telecommunications, which is fiber optic T1 in this facility. Now, by doing that, you do a number of things. A, you upgrade to, as I said, state-of-the-art telecommunications. Fiber optics is considered to be the finest type of telecommunications that we offer in our business today. It is the most reliable form of telecommunications that we have. And it also does a number of other things. It reduces the cost. Currently, you're paying for a number of lines. You're paying close to $800 for these lines. And you can follow that by saying there's 18 lines for $330. And then if you add the calling plans, the subscriber line charges, the PIC fees, and the 911 rates, it's close to $800. What this would do would to bring it down to not only giving you a more robust network, but it would bring it down to $399. On top of that, since this is a township and very important to the township, is to provide 24-hour service, especially with the police department. So what we've done is we've added what's called automatic failover. And without becoming very complicated or detailed, what that is you have a internet access line that the municipality uses currently to access the internet, to send emails, to download, to do whatever you would do by going on to the web. We will bring in a piece of equipment that interfaces between this internet access and the T1 facility. What this does is very simply, if the T1 were to fail, for whatever reason, if it were to hiccup for 30 seconds, your voice would continuously work because it would automatically transfer and go out via the internet. So in essence, you have a fully redundant application, very important, especially for the police. If there was a storm or something on the T1 because of a failure at the Verizon Central office was down, your voice would continuously work. You'll see also in there on the back of the proposal, and by the way, on the left-hand side, there is a slick that's prepared by Mama Telecom, which indicates, if you look on the bottom, it says cable and FiOS failover, which clearly states exactly what it is that I'm discussing. If you look on the back behind on the right-hand side, behind the proposal, this is just a very small list of townships and cities that I currently handle, from very small, such as Keyport, to the city of Paterson, which is one of the largest cities of New Jersey. They're all my customers, and all of them have automatic failover, simply because the police department can never be down. You must continue to operate. The other thing is that you should know with a T1 is that it's not subject to electrical failure. So, for example, if you have a generator, which most police departments do, if there were any type of electrical storm, the power went out, your generator would kick on, the T1 would instantaneously work. It's not subject to any of those electrical outages. So, two things. One, a more robust and healthy network with automatic redundancy, failover, and before I get to the good part, which is the cost savings, you'll see on the left-hand side is a document that's called the Service Level Agreement. It's 2 pages. It's from Mama Telecom, and what it is, it sets forth, excuse me, our obligations and duties to the township. We specifically set forth, for example, if you're down more than 30 minutes, and that doesn't count the cable failover. It says if the T1 is down for more than 30 minutes, you don't have to pay for a day. If you're out for more than 8 hours during the course of any month, you don't pay for the month. We also, if you look at paragraph 4, after we install all of our equipment, we get everything up and operational. You have 7 days to reject the entire program that we've designed without any obligation or any commitment on behalf of the township. These are called service level agreements. So we provide this only to municipalities or to townships and to cities because of the importance for you to be operational at all times. Obviously, the best part of this is the fact that not only will you be getting a more robust network with the redundancy, with the failover, is that you will be saving close to 50% in your telecommunications. Your current costs are $1,404. I'm sorry, that's the wrong one. You have to get I have the wrong document here. I need to apologize for a second. Currently paying $1,700, and this will give you a 48% savings on your telecommunications. Everything.
Now, what about our computers and so forth? Will it be on this line that you're running in?
No, but the computers, which are handled through your internet provider, all right, because that's strictly on the internet. This piece of equipment that we're bringing in, this automatic failover, is also a bilateral application. So in the event that your cable circuit went down, so you would have no internet access, this piece of equipment will transfer that back to the T1 and you would continue to operate. Now bear in mind that a T1's capacity is only 1.54 megabytes. That's it. All T1s standardized in the state of New Jersey, they're 1.54 megabytes. The internet access that you have is, I believe it's 10 megabytes. So the internet would slow down because obviously it's going from 10 megabytes to 1.5 megabytes. I mean, a big difference, but it would continue to operate.
And what about service?
Service, we provide all of the service for the voice. We're a 24/7 by 365 live customer support and service. We dispatch our own trucks, our own equipment. We dispatch out of Red Bank, and we also dispatch out of Newark, which obviously is a lot closer to you than Red Bank. We don't service the internet. We service all of our equipment, and we service all of the voice.
Do you have any municipalities like in Sussex, Warren, or Hamden?
I do Township of Warren. I do the
Warren is,
Yeah, let him,
oh, it's over. I do Harding. I don't know if that's Harding, Harding. I do Madison. Those are the only ones I do up in this particular area. You're really off my beaten path, basically.
yes, I don't think you do Sussex, Warren, and Hamden.
Yes, quite a distance away. Most of our work has been in obviously in Bergen, in I guess it's Morris County, Passaic County, and then down in Monmouth County in that particular area. Well, that, as I said, that's just a sampling. I mean, we do some. Yeah, I don't believe so. I don't know where Harding. I thought Harding was up in.
I never,
That's more like
up here.
Morris.
that's Morris
Morris
too.
County.
Yep.
Okay. I know Madison is also. Montville is Morris County. That's another township that we do. So, I'm sorry to.
What's the duration? Is there a commitment durationally?
Yes, there is. It is a 3-year contract. In terms of commitment, the commitment is only for the cost of the T1 circuit, which is $399. That's the only commitment. Everything else is a la carte, usage is a la carte, and of course, taxes and fees, you're only subject to, as a municipality, you're exempt from state tax. So the only taxes that you need to pay are federal taxes, which is federal excise tax, which is computed at the rate of 3% of your usage, and federal universal service fund fee, which is computed quarterly by the federal government. It's currently at 14% of your usage. It's been as low as 9, and it's been as high as 18, but it comes out every quarter. And the other tax that you need to pay is the following 9/11. The state of New Jersey imposed a E911 fee, which is 90 cents for analog lines, of which you would only have 5. So you would be paying a total of $4.50. that's paid to the state of New Jersey. That's mandatory.
Because of the large amount we're paying currently, we tried to terminate our current contract early. Is there possibilities terminating early if,
Well, the SLA that I indicated does allow you to terminate. It indicates that you can terminate, if you look at paragraph 4, you can terminate this and any other agreement at any time if we don't perform to the service level agreement. I should indicate also that our contract does not call for an automatic renewal. Quite honestly, state of New Jersey and the courts in New Jersey have ruled that telecommunications contracts cannot be automatically renewed by municipalities. Although some people still have them in the contracts, we have taken it out with respect to municipalities. So there is no automatic renewal.
So if it's a 3-year contract, we would
And-
have to renew it then?
At
After
the
that?
end of 3 years, you would have the option to renew or to take your business somewhere else. The advantage to that also is basically, in our business, prices tend to change. They sort of change like every 4 or 5 years. So it is to your advantage that there is no automatic renewal, because basically then you're at the open market and you can look to negotiate. Ask us, and we normally look to bring our rates down after you've been a customer for 3 years. Or look elsewhere. We would hope that our service was sufficient enough that you wouldn't, but certainly there is no obligation at the end of the 3-year term.
Now, you would run one cable,
One fiber optic circuit. Sir.
yeah,
Yes,
and
sir.
then you would come out of this building and go over the township garage.
No,
No?
no. The township garage, currently you have at the following locations, you have analog lines. You have analog lines at Maple Avenue. Is that the township garage?
No, it's right here.
I'm
Firehouse.
sorry. Yes, everything in this facility, I apologize. I know you have a Maple Avenue and a County Highway 627
The
location.
That's
firehouse.
the other
Yep.
firehouse.
Okay. Those two would remain analog. Everything in this facility would be dedicated T1.
So we would still have the original person or company that we have now for those phones. We would still keep them.
The
You said they would.
Firehouse.
hardware that you have.
Firehouses, yeah.
No, we take over everything. The firehouses, we're taking over everything. This includes all of the voice applications that you have. You also have a bill from, which is included, if you look, it says Verizon Circuits, that takes care of the police circuits. And you have a bill from MetTel, which has all of your lines. So all of your voice telecommunications would be on with us. The only thing we would not take would be your internet access bill.
You're saying, did you say Nextel?
Metel.
Mettel.
Do you guys do internet?
Yes, we do, and I looked at your bill, and quite honestly, stay where you are. You got a great price. I could not beat that price.
Great bill, I don't know about
But
sir.
the bond is probably to be solved.
Well, service, I can't talk about service with them, but we can't beat that price that you're paying. And most municipalities do receive a break from the cable provider if they're, running cable in the town. Many of them get it for free.
I thought
So you're paying, I'm sorry,
I thought we got it for free too.
$58.
How in-depth is the installation of the equipment? I mean, do you have to string new cables throughout the building, or?
No, sir. The T1 comes in. It's, as I said, it's a fiber optic circuit. It's brought into your phone room. From your phone room, that's where your PBX equipment is. That allows all of your handsets to work. Everything connects to the PBX system, and it goes from there.
Basically, your service is in as far as the phone room and that's it then. Everything else that's in the building stays as it is.
That's correct. And we do not touch your PBX or your handsets, which is your ability, how you dial to go outside. Everything remains the same.
You had something about May 8th. Is there, in your memo to us, you were looking for some notification by May 8th to the current provider?
That I could send out to the prior provider.
Is there a time?
We have to notify them of a cancellation 90 days prior.
Okay.
But I'd like to notify them now to change us to a month instead of
Okay.
full contract right up until September.
So we could take action on that, have our council just review this.
Yeah, I don't see a contract in here per se.
I have a contract.
Okay.
You know, it sounds to me like a great savings. You know, $900 a month that we would save. I mean, 9,000.
Yeah, actually, I mean, the savings is very important, but I think, quite honestly, more important is the change of the way you're conducting your telecommunications. You're going to a more robust network. You're bringing in fiber optics. You're providing failover. Of course, savings are important, but the fact of the matter is you're really going from 19th century telecommunications to 21st century telecommunications. That's the difference between copper lines and fiber optic lines. And quite honestly, in 4 more years, you won't be able to have the copper lines. They're going away. Verizon is taking all the copper out of the state of New Jersey. You need to go to fiber optics. You're going to be, in 4 more years, you're going to be forced to go to fiber optics because there will be no more copper.
Sounds like a good deal to me.
Well, I appreciate that.
Would you be able to email, I guess, Lorraine a copy of the contract?
As a matter of fact, before I leave, I'll give her a copy.
Excellent, okay.
Do we have extras of this packet?
We can circulate one of ours.
You
Okay.
can have mine.
Jeff hasn't seen it, right? I would like him to see it since it's-
Wanda, do you have this?
Yes, I do.
All right, so we'll review that. We'll
If you don't want to,
we'll make a motion for the monthly payment procedure, and then, we'll review it and look to maybe take action next meeting. Is that good for everyone? Alex?
Anyone have any other questions? I mean, anything that you really want to ask?
We have to make a motion?
Later, not on this yet.
What?
Not now.
The other motion.
Not now?
Yeah.
I think, as I've told Lorraine, one of the things that's really critical in our business is the fact of these issues of automatic renewals. Metel, who's your current provider, does have an automatic renewal clause. I guess you could disregard it, but I can guarantee you they would bring suit. You'd have to get attorneys involved and go to court. Whether you would elect to come to Monmouth Telecom, which we would hope that you would do, it would be in your best interest, no matter what, to notify Metel that you don't intend to automatically renew. Doesn't mean that your services end. It just means that they're on notice that effective whatever the end of your contract is, whether it be July, August, or September, that you go on a month-to-month basis. It gives you the flexibility to look elsewhere. It gives you the flexibility to move, to make changes as you may want to make changes. Otherwise, I can assure you, if you do not give them 90-day notice, that contract will automatically renew, and you're going to be stuck for 3 more years.
Yeah, we've been there.
Yeah. Excellent. All right, sir. Well, thank you very much for your time. Thank you. Thank you.
Let's see. We have to do some letter writing here then.
We do.
Okay.
All right, so now can I have a motion for executive session? I guess it would be litigation. not to exceed 30 to 45 minutes. Action may or may not be taken. Have a motion for that?
Well, seconded.
Kevin.
Insurance company.
So the motion,
Becker,
yes?
Black,
Yes.
Van Loo, Van Jelly,
Yes.
and Kern.
Yes. When you're having.
You're ready.
You missed that one.
Hey, you want to make a motion to adjourn the regular?
I will move that.
Second?
All in favor?
Aye. All right, we met in executive session to go over a proposed contractual legal settlement, and we have circulated that to our legal counsel, and we will not be making a decision on that this evening, and we are deferring to our attorney who's not here this evening on that. So there will be no action taken tonight on that. So with that, we will now move on to the approval of the minutes of the, can we take them together, Wanda? Okay, let's take them. Is there a motion to approve the meeting minutes on
So
March 3rd
moved.
and March 17th?
Second.
Becker,
Yes.
Black,
Yes.
Van Loo, Van Jelly,
Yes.
Kern.
Yes, okay. Is there a motion to pay the bills presented in proper form signed by the director of each department and approved by the majority of the members listed on the bill list?
So, Lorraine, I checked these electric bills, and there's something wrong.
Then Sal,
I signed electric bills last month, and now we have them tonight, and we have thousands of dollars.
Sal, what's the bill number?
I think there's 2 months.
Number? Here, I'll give them to her. Tell her to go over.
He signed them last month, so did he sign a prior one last
I
month?
think he's a month back, but
He's a month in arrears.
if you want, we'll approve the bills, subtract those two
I move
numbers.
that we approve everything else except the two that had been pulled temporarily.
I just had a quick question on one of the Easter egg hunt thing. Is Walmart not paying for that anymore or something? We have to pay $662?
Walmart is not paying, and it came out of the community policing grant. Oh, it was on the document. I signed it.
Okay, it
They
says
do-
Walmart. Are they paying?
They do donate, they donated,
Stuff?
like gifts and stuff.
But
I
they
don't,
didn't donate for the egg hunt.
Okay. Yeah, it's probably
That was
just
the fire
missed.
company and police, but on the voucher underneath it, it said that the money should be taken out of the community policing grant. That's what it is.
Okay, I guess they didn't like that we had a security guard. Okay, that's all I have.
Okay,
Yes,
all right, so I did make my motion.
second.
Becker,
Yes.
Black,
Yes.
Van Loo,
Yes.
Van Jelly,
Yes.
Kern.
yes. Okay, is there any public comment pertaining to agenda items? Yes, sir.
Yes, Enrique Hernandez, River Road. I have a question about the third motion, which is to approve the proposal from Hire and Gruel to do a housing element fair share plan. And I understood during the previous meeting that the courts had not yet issued the guidelines for that plan. And so I thought the attorney, Benbrook, was going to file a legal document that,
Between June 8th and
right,
July.
right. And then also that we were going to get competing bids from other planners to see if one could be done at a lower price.
Well, she's our township planner, and from what I understood from her proposal, that there is funding for it.
But I do believe, though, that Kevin was going to seek some legal clarification before we did this, and I can't speak to that without Kevin here, so, but that is true.
She did send us an email.
Yeah.
No, it's just
Uh, I'm not sure it answers all of.
No, it doesn't.
Questions.
No, yeah, you're exactly right. So I think, again, the motion will be tabled
Okay.
to the short of the,
Oh, wait, I know what it is. It says here that the Highland staff requested that if the municipality was interested, a proposal letter be prepared and sent to the Highlands, and so that they can review it and then they could do some funding for the preparation of the housing plan.
but yeah, and these are two separate issues. One is the anticipated outcomes of the court case, and then this is the township paying to prepare for the potential
And
outcomes.
this,
There's
by
two
the way,
separate
this is coming
things.
from the land use board. They had it first in this consent.
Right. But my impression is that her memo essentially is saying, oh, and we might get paid for some of this. And I mean, that doesn't mean it's worth paying for.
No, but we have to follow through though on sending the letter. If we just don't do anything.
At some point,
we won't get
possibly.
anything.
Yeah, but at this point, it's still in flux.
Yeah.
So there's no impetus to
But
do
you don't
something.
know what you don't know what their timeline is either.
To the state?
No, at the Highlands.
Oh, well,
About
that's
15
fine.
years.
Yeah. Okay. Any other public comment on agenda items? All right, seeing none, there's no attorney. So we will go into township council reports. We'll begin with Frank.
I wasn't available. I was out of town for the last historic committee meeting. I understand you went. I'll let you talk about that. But there was a letter from Michael Margulies to us talking about acquiring the Shimer Manor, and I believe that's due to happen. If it hasn't happened already, it's due to happen this week. There is a question about the tax abeyance. Michael, in his letter, had asked us for a resolution acknowledging historic significance and authorizing the property to come off the tax roll at the time of the property tax transfer to the PHHS, which maintains a nonprofit 501c3 status. I'm a little concerned about that, the timing of it. Our portion of that tax bill is roughly $2,200 out of a $7,200 total tax bill. So if we did that now, I think we'd be effectively on the hook for the county and the school tax portion of that as well. So we would get, we would have to pay out more than we've collected if we started it immediately, the tax abeyance. So I'm not sure that we should forgive it immediately. And I understand from speaking to our tax assessor that normally in these situations, the tax abeyance starts in the following year. In this case, it would be 2016.
Could we possibly have them pay the part that, who is it, the school and the county? Is that what you're saying?
Yes.
Taxes, that they would pay that part of the tax bill and we forgive our part?
We could look into it. I'm not sure how it would work.
Because that would make a concession. I know that the money that they make from the historic house tour is going to be dedicated towards the rehabilitating of the house.
Right. I mean, they do have a budget of it was not a big budget, but they do have a budget of a couple $1,000, which could cover that.
And they want to also get it on the Federal Register.
Right.
Historic site.
I think we can provide a resolution supporting. I just don't know about, I think we have to look into how we would, or if we would do the timing of the tax abatement.
Well, I was thinking that what I said could be possibly a compromise.
Would that come out of the reserve for uncollected taxes?
No, that's a non-spending appropriation.
So that's if, this would have to, the town would actually have to eat this, essentially, prorated.
We'll have to pay the school and the county.
How much would that be?
It's 5,000 out of the 7,200 is
The
the,
5,000 that's left goes to the school and the county?
yes. That underscores the pie chart that we've been showing forever.
No, well, so the total for the house then is $7,700 a year?
7,200.
72.
7,200 would be their taxes per year.
Roughly 5,000 for school and county
And so
and
this
2,000 for municipal.
Okay, and
2,200 for municipal.
out of what they have paid so far, none of that has gone to the school or the county?
It doesn't necessarily work like that. We collect all the money and we pay the school, we pay the county. It's not like Mary pays her taxes and now we pay the county and we pay her school. It's all.
Are they paid up to date at this point?
Yeah, I can't tell you that.
I think I spoke with the tax collector, and I think probably PHHS. She said Michael paid the last bill. It might be PHHS. I'm assuming that paid something. That's probably the last bill. So
Yeah, you know what, there was one, yeah, that makes sense.
I mean, I think we can effectively do what you said by allocating their $2,000 or $3,000, whatever they got in their budget to this purpose. They could spend that money on their tax.
Frank, that house is in such deplorable condition.
I know.
Stay away from it, and we need properties on the tax rolls. What we're doing here is taking all this off the tax roll.
So,
And someone's going to get hurt cutting those trees down. You know what?
That's
some
not on the
trees
town.
are
That's
gonna-
not the town's liability.
That's on the PHHS. We don't own it.
no longer, it's not our house. We don't have anything to do with the History and Heritage Society. So therefore,
So
it is
We
all
get
there,
numbers, I
Ballywick.
think, and then
And
see.
you constantly, every meeting, saying what a deplorable condition it is.
Yes,
It's not going to change anything.
I don't, yeah.
I think they should come to their senses and we stay away from it.
We aren't.
We aren't,
being
so.
near it. If anybody goes near it, it
Why-
will be as a volunteer.
Why are they calling it the Powhatan?
History and Heritage Society?
Yeah,
Because
keep
that's
it
what
in.
they are.
Keep it off of Powhatan. Don't mention our name.
It's a non-profit. It's been here since like, at least the 1999, 2000. It's been around for a long time.
We
so.
need properties
And
on
we
the
have,
tax
we
roll.
have a Powhatan Historical Preservation Commission. That's something separate. That's municipal. Has nothing to do with that house.
Great.
Well, I don't want to stay, I don't want to have anything to do with
You don't, you don't,
volunteer for.
yeah, don't go on the house tour then, Sal. So what we'll do is maybe we'll prepare a resolution work with Michael to at least, we'll work on the historic aspects of the resolution and then try to come up with some type of financial compromise and see what were they earmarked for? Was it two or three?
500, I think.
20?
Plus the secretary's salary, I think it was.
Okay.
We're gonna take the commission budget and give it to the Historical Society.
I'm saying they can, it's their budget, they can use it to pay their the tax possibly.
Yeah.
The municipal portion of their tax. They could use it for whatever they want, really, within reason.
Just like they do the cleanup though for the cemetery in Finesville, I know they will be having some projects working over there too with volunteers.
Yes.
Okay. Does that resolution have to be separate from the one that we do for the historic registry, I wonder? we have to tailor, kind of separate it out.
Yeah, I mean, I think we can provide a resolution of support. Sal won't sign. Regardless of what we do. with the
Financial aspect.
of it.
Okay.
That's my impression. I'm sure he's looking for both,
Well,
but
yeah, the document you have to fill out, I mean, he gave a copy of that to everybody. So you can see what kind of paperwork they have to go through.
No, yeah.
I don't think there's anything in here requiring us to forgive taxes immediately.
There's probably not, I'm just saying it might be a good thing to do. If there's a way that we can work around the school and the county getting their taxes.
I don't think there is, Mary.
Well, until we check it out, Sal, we won't know.
We will in 2016 regardless. It's just a question of this year.
We
Yeah.
can help them at all this year.
We're going to have to pay for it. And I'm not in favor of the town paying.
Well, I don't know that we have any voice in that.
I'm not
If,
saying that.
If it's a nonprofit, I'm not sure. I don't think we do have a voice whether or not we can have an opportunity to not
Private sale.
give it abeyance.
Yeah.
I'm not sure that, we can even make that decision. I think that's sort of like a state imposed thing, that if it's a nonprofit, you have to obey the taxes.
Yeah, it's if they meet all the requirements, there's nothing we can do.
And I do know that when they do the historic house tour this year, I'm not sure if they're going to do, they might do it as a drive-by.
Yeah, I don't think it's going to be a tour, an inside tour.
When there are works in progress, they do drive-by.
They better put it in jet drive.
All right, Frank.
That's pretty much what I had for historical. I won't take anybody's time to complain about the budget again, so I'll just continue. I don't think there's anything else pressing on the financial aspect of it.
All right, thank you, Frank. Dave?
Chair, I have absolutely nothing to report. We've had no meetings since our last council meeting on the environmental or the land use. So I really have nothing other to make everybody aware it's extremely dry right now outside, so be careful.
I think there were 2 brush fires in our neck of the woods.
Brush
Yeah,
fires.
last week and this week.
Sunday, my soccer farm on the railroad tracks, they had to send the forest crew out. But other than that, no, I don't have anything.
Thank you, Dave. Mary?
All right, 2 things. I have the emergency squads report, and for March, they had 41 calls into the HACOM. 31 of them were medical, 2 were motor vehicle accidents, and 8 of them, they were in the southern part of the township. And then April of 2000, which used to be Bloomsbury's area. April 2015, they had 29 calls into the HACOM, and 14 were medical, 3 were fire, 6 were motor vehicle accidents, and again, 6 were in the southern part of the township. I think the reason they put the southern part of the township on it is so that we know that they are responding to that area. And then one other thing, notice came through from Jersey Central Power and Light that there will be a helicopter that will be flying around checking the lines, and it will be flying very low, and it might even hover over some particular spots. So it's not just us, it's the whole area. So I'm just like letting you know in case you see this helicopter, we're not being attacked. It's
We better not.
it's just here now checking the lines. Oh, and one other thing too is our community garden is up and running and ready to go. So Rennie or Melanie or Eric,
Son.
Hassan.
They are the people to get in touch with if you're interested in having any plots there. It's been enlarged this year, so the plots are a little bit bigger, and we have more plots and all kinds of great things that can be planted. So if anybody's interested that's here, by all means, get in touch with them.
I think there's an article in the paper about it
That's
today.
great. My asparagus is coming up, and it's hopefully good. Oh, okay.
And that's it. I'm done.
Very good. Sal?
Okay, I'll try and make this quick. I'm working on the Everly property. That's on 122, the property that sets up on a hill in the Shimer Manor area. Wendy, would you call up the bank and see what they could do tomorrow? Okay. Now, we talked about the Shimer house. You know how I feel about that.
I don't think I do.
Oh,
Instigator. No, we don't.
okay, bills, A4172 and A4173. Kevin's working on them. Mayor,
Yes, he is.
he's working on them.
Yep, it was in his attorney's report.
I'm beginning to take care of the long grass where people have not cut their grass. And the other day, we had an individual, I didn't see it, they brought junk in and put it all the way around their property. That's, where is it? That's on 627 and Cemetery Road. You should see it. It's horrible. Loads and loads of junk. I'm working on that. Mayor, maybe you could tell me on this. The sewer lines for that project going up in
Lopat?
Lopat, they're not going to tie into the mall, right?
I don't know.
Okay, you don't know, we'll have to find out.
That's a good question.
We'll have to find out. And they know all about the conditions that we have. We're not going to be responsible for anything.
Yeah, with the ring road, we sent them all kinds of stuff on the land use board. Sal, when that first came across our table, we told them we wanted nothing to do with, maintaining the ring road or any of that. So they were made aware of that.
Okay, I'm having the tax assessor look at these 2 underground lines going through the township. And he's going to look into it further. Some company put these 2 lines in. Maybe we could tax them. I don't know.
The one's on the Lehigh Valley line, isn't it? Sal, it's on the railroad tracks, right?
It's Norfolk Southern line. It's Norfolk Southern line, and we have to look into it. It might be a taxable situation. I don't know.
What kind of lines are there?
I don't know what's in them.
Communication lines, I think.
No, it's not electric.
Communications, I think.
Maybe it's taxable.
If it's on railroad property.
There's a reason why they put it on railroad property.
Okay, we talked about the taxes on the Shimer house, and you still know how I feel about that. Okay, that's all I have. I made it sweet and short.
I have one more thing. Mayor.
Okay, go ahead.
The DARE program, if you've ever heard of it, that is done in the schools, and we do it here in Cohacon with grade 5. Sergeant Mike Cozy is our DARE officer. Anyway, we did get a letter from DARE New Jersey, which is like the parent, and they are pulling out of the DARE, it's called DARE America, because they are located in California, and they have changed. And they want to send a specific curriculum that should be taught if you're going to use the DARE program. And what they have done out of that curriculum is that they've taken the marijuana and other drugs out of it and just have the alcohol and tobacco. So New Jersey Dare is saying, we're not going to do that. Now, this doesn't mean that we won't have a DARE program or the equivalent of a DARE program in the school. It just means we will not be using the DARE name.
So it's called R?
So I don't know what we'll call it. But anyway, I just thought I would kind of alert you to that fact. I thought that was interesting coming out of California. Leave it to them to change it. So no drugs. Can't teach that to children.
Good.
Go to Colorado.
Well, doesn't California have one of those laws too?
Medical.
Okay, thank you.
All right, thank you. I have a couple things. I did attend the historic meeting for Frank, and they didn't have a quorum, so we looked at some pictures for an hour. So it was a pretty interesting historic pictures.
Yeah,
so a lot of pictures of Sal. Different time, different pictures of
1981.
Yeah, they're in the center. Yeah, you had a beard.
Mhm.
Oh,
Yeah, I was like, who is that guy? Yeah, it was
we had fireworks, we had everything.
Yeah, you were all over that. So that did that. In reference to the that resolution we passed about a month ago, in reference to the tuition bill, I've yet to hear back from Senator Ruiz on that. Wanda even called her office probably about 3 weeks ago now. Wanda, right? 3 weeks, and
I sent it to her.
sent it to her again. Still didn't get it. So, I don't know. No surprise there, but I've talked to a couple other towns. They're going to be passing similar resolutions, but that kind of keynotes again how the legislature as a whole feels about Northwest New Jersey on many issues where they don't even respond to you when you send them correspondence. So I would urge residents to call Senator Ruiz's office. I might do something to try to agitate her to at least make some type of response, because she's not even saying whether or not she opposes or supports the bill. She just won't even respond. So it's very unprofessional at the least. Second, we all got a copy of a letter from the legal counsel that is representing the railroad. They have decided to not go before our land use board, and they are going to go before the Warren County Board of Ag to seek approval for the activities that go on down there. What I will do is place on the township website when the dates of the hearing will be at the Warren County Board of Ag. It's like any other meeting you would go before. You're able to make a public comment. It's a board of appointed individuals who live in the entire county who are appointed by the freeholders. So they'll be hearing that. It is the Warren County Board of Ag, so it's very limited to what these individuals are going to do. So it's a very interesting route that they'll be taking. The correspondence that we did receive suggests that they can go about their business during the approval process because they are going before a board, so we can't issue any type of citation because they're complying with the law. I believe Kevin had sent out his opinion on that matter. So I mean, I guess we'll have to see what happens in May, and if members of council can go, I mean, we have an opportunity to speak as well to them and express our opinion to the board on how we feel about the process as well.
They said commercial agriculture. Now, I understand that you have commercial agriculture when you have a farm stand, but this isn't that. This is going to be something more than just a farm stand. So are they still fall under the
They're trying to tie it together
farmland
together
assessment?
with Kevin Snyder's portion of the property that they use, and they executed a lease between them and Kevin, and somehow they're going to claim, actually it would be through Mr. Snyder if I'm correctly reading the
You'd
letter.
have to, yeah.
But that's how they're
But
going
what
to.
kind of farming would they be doing?
Well, I mean,
It's an auxiliary use.
right, it's an auxiliary use. If Kevin's deemed a commercial farmer, which there's some income levels that need to be met to receive the protection under the right to farm statute, if he would meet that criteria, then technically I think there's a way they could maybe get this in, but it's, in my opinion, it's a stretch.
And I think there's a difference between the people getting off the train and going on a farm maze or picking up different types of
And-
produce or opposed to a Renaissance fair
Right,
and
right.
blown up dinosaurs. I mean, there
Yeah,
are
that's
some
what I
things
meant,
that are
yeah.
ag.
Right.
Wendy Williver sits on that committee, or that committee, so she may be able to, if you reach out to her, maybe she could clarify, what could potentially happen that night.
But we'll get those dates up on the
Okay.
website and encourage,
They meet at the Oxford up at the landfill.
Yeah.
So they're trying to stay under farm assessment though, right?
Well, they're trying to get protection under the Right to Farm Act, but I still think they have to, being the public is involved, there's certain things they still have to adhere to, even though they could get exemptions from any kind of permits, the right to farm.
Okay. Thank you.
Interesting stuff.
All right, moving on to resolutions.
I didn't say I was done.
Oh, I thought you were.
No, I'm done. I just wanted to say it.
I
What do you think, you're low pat?
I move
Added
that
some
we-
flair to it.
Yeah, really. I move that we approve these two resolutions together.
I'll second.
Do you have to say anything about this, Lorraine, or no?
I don't have to.
Okay.
Like to?
No, it's not.
If you didn't go through it, you may one or two.
Well, I
She doesn't have to though, right? There's no, okay.
You guys all had it?
We had an opportunity to review it.
Okay. Don't call questions.
Okay, so both resolutions, okay, and the audit report.
Okay, so I'm calling a roll. Becker?
Yes.
Black?
Yes.
Van Root?
Yes.
Vangelli?
Yes.
Kern?
Yes. Okay. Motions. Did we ever hear back from the county about the loss to clarify anything, Wanda, on that? The county with these FEMA properties?
They gave us till tomorrow, because they said they would give us an extension. We have to send a letter of intent, whether we'd like to participate in that or not, because there's 4 homes in Powhatan that are considered the severe repetitive loss. And then what they would do is they would contact the residents and let them know that this program is available. They will pay the majority, if not all of the funding to do the appraisals and the demolition. The township, though, would have to be in agreement because we're taking these properties off the tax rolls and we'd have to maintain it as open space, available to all residents all over.
Okay,
The only thing is, if council doesn't do it, my concern is, and I mentioned it to Gwen, in going through this all hazard mitigation plan that we're all required to do to be eligible to future FEMA funds, that's a big part of it, is to remove your repetitive loss.
If the people who own the property, though, do not want to vacate their
They
property,
don't have
they're
to.
not forced.
It just gives them the option.
From my perspective, we've got enough open space. I see in some of the open space in some of the same areas, I see
Weeds.
a sign that says, we have open space, and a truck parked right by it. And I agree with Sal. We should be concerned about loss of tax revenues, especially in our budget environment.
Very good.
but if it takes us out of getting any funding from FEMA, then I would say then it might be an important thing.
I'd like to understand that better. I've never heard that. Yeah, I mean, till
Well,
tonight.
It sounds to me like they're changing the rules.
So we all have to, all municipalities have to comply with this all
But
hazard
couldn't-
mitigation plan, which is what Gwen has been working on, what do you do in an avalanche? What do you do in an earthquake? What are you going to do in a flood? What are you going to do?
But couldn't FEMA just take the property if it was really that? I think FEMA has the authority just to say this is done if there's continual. That's what they did at the shore.
Well, I think basically that's what they would be doing, but they're taking properties off the tax rolls. And that's what they're asking you to participate.
I saw a property on the Delaware side, the Pennsylvania side of the Delaware that is similarly situated on stilts. That's selling for $1 million. And a lot of people already put their houses on, went through a lot of expense to do that, to put their houses on stilts, and they're not getting anything.
Well, they did. They probably got some FEMA assistance and through their flood insurance.
Well, I think
When those projects went through, other people elected not to, or maybe they couldn't afford to. I don't know the whole.
I think from motion 2, call that to be separate, call that separate. Does anyone else, we're going to,
And your table in the higher goal?
yeah,
Wait a minute, why do you want to table that?
because
We're going to vote for it.
yeah, we're going to vote it separate. Does anyone want to pull any of these others separate?
Well, I have one to add that I forgot about. Last meeting, we had a resolution for the court office for the part-time employee, but we never officially hired Sandra for the extra hours. And since it's becoming a thing that July 1st, hopefully, the shared service agreement will go into effect, then I would like to have that resolution.
But that motion should be very specific and say to increase her hours to 32 pending a signed agreement between Powhatan and Greenwich.
Then fine.
I just wanted to
have no
clarify
problem
that.
with
Okay.
I just want that to, so that the Superior Court that's overlooking this whole scenario
Yeah.
doesn't have another excuse to stall things.
Did you get that last part, Wanda? With
I had it all.
Beautiful. Okay.
There's probably a small typo in that.
And the other thing too is, they also, in their
Explanation.
email, said that there should be a signed agreement
Yeah.
from our council and their council. that it should be
Which
signed.
this would then be a part of that. So exactly.
Okay, so
Yeah.
She has this, because she showed me the email today.
Yeah.
There's some little housekeeping things they have to do, and the only thing council really has to do is actually be signing. the
Yeah,
formal agreement.
exactly.
But again, we don't want to put it off anymore. We want to get this going.
Okay. So we'll take, and then Lorraine, how would you want that motion to read for the telecommunications?
I don't necessarily have
Do you need a motion? or-
The month.
I thought we weren't going to do
Like the
anything.
No.
organization, if you do it in motion format, that I am permitted to send a letter to the current telecommunications provider requesting a month-by-month and not renewing.
Got it, Wanda?
And saying we don't intend to renew. Right.
That's good. Okay. All right. So that would be motion 1, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Did I do my math right on
All right, we're
I
skipping.
had 5.
Who's going to
Three.
be separate?
Oh, one's going to be separate.
that? So 1, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, 1, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Yes, I move that we approve those.
I'll second it.
Okay, I say Becker?
And just to clarify, that's all except for the FEMA.
Right.
Yes, yes.
For now.
Well, the
Yeah,
FEMA
And we'll the other one.
and
Yeah.
the higher rule.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, Slack?
Yes.
Van Hook?
Yes.
Angeli?
Yes.
Kern?
Yes. Okay. Motion to table the higher rule.
I'll
Motion.
make that motion.
Second.
We'll just say all in favor on that one.
Okay. Aye.
Aye.
Now, to untable it, it requires a, what is it? Is it 2/3 or 3/4 majority?
No, that's if a motion fails. And you want to bring it
Well,
back.
When you tabled something. you
Mm-mm.
bring it
No.
back.
Back the next time.
Yeah. Okay. So motion to participate in a FEMA flood mitigation assistance grants program that for the 4 severe repetitive loss properties in the township. Is there a motion for that?
I'll make that motion.
And I'm going to second it.
Okay, Becker,
No.
Slack,
Yes.
Van Loo,
Yes, and it's
Jelly?
not that I want more open space, it's just, I want the FEMA funding.
Tax rolls?
Van Loo, and Angeli,
Yes.
and Kern.
No. All right, public comment. Is there any public comment? No public comment. Well, thought we were gonna have a,
He signed one last month, so why am I signing it?
Hernandez River Road. I want to publicly congratulate Eric Purisan and Rennie for having shepherded the community garden to completion. It was, it's
You
a,
have a water source too now.
yes, that's right. And there is a very extensive article in the paper covering that. So I think that's very deserving of congratulations.
okay, thank you. Any other public comment?
Dominic Agesta, Mountain Road. I was all ready to come here and rail against Phillipsburg Mall because of their massive potholes on the inside road there, but I noticed that in the past several days, they've started patching those, which is wonderful. Although there's on the exit, the east side exit of the mall leaving, there were still some potholes. I don't know whether they're just haven't gotten to those yet or consider that to be part of the state's problem being on 22. But I was glad to see some progress in the mall there. Thank you.
Thank you. Any other public comment? All right, seeing none. We don't need a general executive session. There's no old business. There's no new business. Of course, there's,
I move we adjourn.
okay.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Wow, it's not 10:45.
What do we do?
What did I
Break up.
say? I said 8:30. I tried.